You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Welcome, everybody, to the world-famous Blueprint Radio Show. I'm Matic.
I'm Roses.
And we're so happy that you're here with us this week.
Show.
How was your week, my guy?
I had a good week, man.
I see you out there. I see you.
Yeah, I was outside. I was outside a little bit.
Bet.
I got to go to the Raptors home opener.
Jeez, you got that pull in the city.
Yeah, we're working on it. All right. Got the purple shirt,
Fire.
30 years of Raptors. Remember the first game?
Yeah.
Remember my dad got pizza. Kenny Anderson lit us up. Armin Gilliam.
Yeah.
Derek Coleman. So it was good
Damon
to,
Stoudemire,
Damon Stoudemire's debut.
Yeah.
He was in the building. He was in attendance.
Yeah.
VC was in attendance.
Dope.
JYD was in attendance. Matt Bonner is out there.
Fire.
The egg ceremony.
Okay.
You remember back in the day, 95, they broke the shell of the egg and the dinosaur, the raptor was born.
That was so
they
epic
tried to recreate it a little bit. It wasn't the same, but it was a dope vibe, Our whole Raptors, Jurassic Park. It was dope to be in the building. We had good seats, good vibes, got a couple drinks, got a couple souvenirs. Regular thing when you're outside.
Dope. It looked good. The energy looked good. Opening nights usually look pretty good like that.
The energy in the building was up, but the Raptors do not look good.
Yeah, I guess that was the undertone for it.
Yeah.
It's great to celebrate 30 years of anything, right? To have that longevity and to have a core audience and fan base and the growth and actually winning a championship in that time.
For sure.
But when you look at the future, and I think I was saying this yesterday. It's like, when we were seeing, Raptor after Raptor, year after year, just leaves, Kawhi leaves, and Danny Green gone, and then Ibaka's gone, and some of these core guys, Kyle Lowry's gone, and then, last year, Pascal, and then OG, and then you're like, right, everything's cool, and it's nostalgic, and you kind of remember, and then you see opening day squad. And you're like, you don't know half the team.
You don't know any of the roster outside the starting lineup.
And then you're like, oh, we're going to get cooked all year.
Well, it was good. They lost by 30, so that was tough.
Exactly my point.
30 years, 30 points went together.
I don't know if you're allowed to get cooked by 30 when you have a 30th year stand-up celebration.
Bro, TJ Ford is in the building. But
you know what? That's so funny. That's so old Raptors.
Yeah.
That's so old, pre-Raptors. But shout out to everybody.
It fit. They got some rookies. They got some young guys that are going to prove themselves.
Some bulls for sure.
And definitely want to get a spot on the roster in the rotation. So I know they'll put in the work. My thing is they gotta win the second game of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, we played a tough team to begin it all. Cleveland is going to be, to me, Cleveland is 5 or 6 in the East.
They're unbeaten right now. They're 3-0.
Exactly.
So
when you look at their roster, they got Mobley.
Yeah.
They got Spider Mitchell. They got Jared Allen, who's just clogging up the lane.
Yeah.
Then they got young point guard Garland. They got a solid squad.
They got a full squad over there,
which I feel.
Their coach,
they could do things.
Kenny Atkinson?
Kenny Atkinson was one to kind of curve what OKC.
Yeah.
He was their coach at that time.
Even early Brooklyn, with that run, he was a coach for that squad with KD in them, right? So
Kenny Atkinson was there, right?
Yeah.
I think he was there for sure. So, you know what I'm saying? The Raptors, they're just going to have to scrap.
It's the growing pains again, right? I think that's what we're going through. I think we have a good core if we can build around Scotty. Grady Dick, he has had a couple decent games so far this year.
He doesn't look too bad. I didn't know he had certain moves. I was like, Grady?
He could take it off the dribble. He has a nice little floater too, which is always going to help as a shooter.
Exactly. Sometimes they do a little bit too much, but I think they'll find the balance.
Yeah.
RJ's back in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, that's good news.
So, that's a 20 and 25 and 5 guy, and quickly he's gonna be nice.
Yeah, quickly's gonna be nice. I need RJ to be borderline all-star this year.
No, he has to be an all-star.
Yeah, he
has to show out.
Him and Scotty. Scotty needs to be an all-star by all means necessary, by any means necessary.
Yeah. Well, for me, Scotty had a tough game 1.
Yeah.
And I was worried. I was like, what did he improve on from last season?
Yeah.
But then in the second game, he showed us he got into his bag and he was able to do what he needed to do.
But I like what Scotty does. So far, I think obviously we're winning, and hence why he got the bag, because year 1 he wins Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Year 2 he has that sophomore slump that everybody has.
Of course.
And then year 3, he transcends, and then he goes into, now he's an all-star. Right? So he's like... now
he's on pace.
Yeah, he's on pace for, like, Hall of Fame career.
So we just want him to be Siakam. Like, I watched Siakam in Indiana last night.
Yeah.
He was cooking.
Bro, if we can get...
those moves that he's doing, those spins and everything, if he works with some Siakam on his game, like, guys front on Siakam and say, yo, he only has one spin move.
No, we can't.
But, like, his development...
because we saw his development. We saw it.
If Scotty Barnes is a Siakam type player, we've won.
Siakam is the reason, and again, I don't think this is very... I'm not on the ledge with this, but he is the reason why we won the chip. Like, I feel like Kawhi was there, and Kawhi's doing Kawhi. We obviously got a former defensive player of the year in Gasol. You know, Ibaka was doing Ibaka things.
Of course.
At the time, Kyle Lowry stepped up. But that piece that people didn't have tape on, were taking too serious, and was able to get in the lane and do the extra stuff was Pascal Siakam.
That is
and
a
Freddie.
fact.
I'll shout out Freddie too.
No, Freddie came on because first series wasn't so nice.
Yeah,
and then he just turned it off.
Pascal was consistent.
But that's why if Davion Mitchell, is it Davion Mitchell? Yeah. Davion Mitchell can be a Fred VanVleet type player.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we get Scotty Barnes to be like a Pascal.
Yeah,
you're good.
100%. 100%.
Listen,
I like the comp though.
And my question for you is: does Pascal get his jersey retired as a Raptor someday?
Yeah.
Did he do enough for the franchise?
Well, okay. So let me ask you this: he won a Most Improved Player, correct?
Yes, he did.
He's a multiple-time All-Star.
Is he multiple?
He's at least one.
Yeah, I know for sure one. Let me check that out. But
I
keep your argument going because I wanna talk about this.
Yeah, I think he's multiple time. If he's a multiple time All Star, he was a contributing factor on a championship team.
Yes.
So I think. So Kyle Lowry.
So he's a 2-time All Star, 2-time All NBA selection, won a championship.
Okay.
And most MIP, most improved player. As a Raptor, I don't know if we have like Bosch is there.
Bosch will get it. Bosch will get it retired.
Bosch should have been. He should be like they should have did Vince a while ago.
Yeah.
But Vince was still playing, so I get that.
Yeah.
Miami already did Bosch, but we should do Bosch too.
So So Bosch, I get, but I don't. So
Bosch led us for 8 years, bro. In scary times.
8 losing seasons.
He had no help, dog.
Granted, and a lot of that is the GM and everything, which we've discussed already.
That's a fact.
But okay, so what's your criteria then? Maybe if I understand your criteria, because I think if I had to go by Raptors, it's Vince for sure.
Right.
Kyle Lowry for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm on the ledge with DeRozan and Bosch. Because I'm more of a DeRozan being.
No, I give it to DeRozan.
Getting it retired over Bosch, to be honest with you.
Is it the way he left?
No, I think in hindsight, you got to let people grow, and he served 8 years with us, dog. Like I can't even hate. Like what am I going to
like he was Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, I give him that. It's just there was no winning that came with it. So I think when I'm looking at retiring a jersey forever. In the rafters, like we can still speak about you highly, but like what did you do or contribute to winning? And that's where Vince is the outlier to me because there was winning there, no championships, but what he did for the Raptors organization on the way up and what he's done for Canada basketball gets him that retirement. And I think the only two people that are in that lane for me are Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. Like Kawhi, I think Kawhi will get it just because we're who we are, if you know what I mean.
No, I'm listening
right?
to you. I'm listening.
Because he's the MVP, the reason why we got that chip. So I think he gets retired for sure, if he deserves it or not, with one season. But I'm a little I'm not too sure about Bosch, and I'm not too sure about Pascal.
You know why I gave it to Bosch? I gave it to Bosch because he's an 11-time All-Star.
11-time All-Star. How many times with the Raptors?
Ooh, see,
and I think it's only like 7 because he was definitely an All-Star.
7-time All-Star. Like,
no, I get
what
it.
is the criteria for us to retire your jersey?
I get it.
7 out of the 8 years, and you won Rookie of the Year. Like, you put in that work. He was the franchise.
I get it.
He had that franchise tag. I think anybody that you give the franchise tag,
as we're talking about it, I may walk it back a bit because he is an NBA Hall of Famer. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So I think
your team's got to retire.
Yeah, your team has to kind of acquiesce to that as well.
I think what you do after leaving the team also should count a little bit too.
Because that's part of it. Now,
because his first years,
he didn't go in as a Raptor though.
No.
Right. So, like, I guess it's weird with Bosch for me. I'm gonna park.
I think
Bosch.
It's the way he left.
Yeah, maybe.
But the reason why he left, remember him getting kicked. Remember him getting kicked and his team not riding. No, but and that hurt.
No, but I don't wrong him. In hindsight, I don't wrong him for going to go get that bag or going to go get the chip. Especially if you gave the organization all the opportunities to make it right.
He gave us 8 years and he signed an extension.
Bro, when I see okay, I'm here and I want to win, and then you draft Andre or Bargnani, I'm out.
Well, hold on. Let's put this in the life context. Let's put this in the life context.
Maybe I stay with DeRozan, but I'm out of here when you draft Andre or Bargnani.
All right, so you're my brethren, right? And I have the opportunity to work with you, or I could work by myself.
Okay.
What are you going to do? I got the opportunity to work with my friend who is also an amazing player. I'm going with you.
Absolutely.
Everybody that acts like, joining up is the wackest thing, like, why wouldn't I want to be with my friends? Because if I was in an office job and I could work with my friends.
But here's the thing, like, that joining up thing is I think it's also targeted because of the spectacle that was going to South Beach.
Of course. For LeBron,
right? Like, NBA players, no, I'm not going to say the NBA. Players of all professional sports meet up in the off season. They're friends. They were collegiate friends from camps and so on and so forth. They find their ways to be on each other's team.
Are we looking at the Knicks right now?
Bro, I'm going to even say, we're going to talk about Ball later, but you telling me, like, after the whole Kawhi thing, you tell me PG didn't leave because he found out about Kawhi's injury? Like, we'll get to that in a bit, but you know what I mean? Like, he went there because of, on some friend thing, but it's a business at the end of the day, my guy. Like, and if you can go put yourself in a comfortable situation, why not?
Exactly. And it's all about the win.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you don't win a championship, people don't rate you. If KD didn't win championships,
but if you
think about what they would say. Even with the championships, look at what they're saying.
You're right. But at the end of the day, too, like, everybody that's almost chased the ring, except for maybe James Harden, has gotten it.
You mean in this area of basketball? Because the other area, like when Shaq and Karl Malone try to do those shits, but again, them don't work.
But basketball's the outlier because Charles chased it, didn't get it. Yeah. Malone chased it, didn't get it. But you can go to Gary Payton. You can go to all these other guys that got it, right? So basketball, like, again, I'll stand on that. If you're great in basketball, you usually get that chip.
You gotta chase it. You gotta chase it though. What's the point of playing? You already make enough money. You want that ring.
Yeah. Well, again, so that's the other thing too. I guess we'll end it on this. It's funny, especially with the internet. Like, growing up, we thought, and again, this might be the marketing of the NBA or professional sports in general, that getting a chip is the end all be all.
It's the ultimate.
That's the one thing that everyone plays for. So we, as young kids, are in the backyard and we're shooting jump shots by ourselves, trying to get to the league for that NBA title. But when you come to hear man's in the league, and now we have all these podcasts with NBA players, and a lot of guys are like, "Nah, dog, I'm taking the bag."
Jeff T.
People selling their rings like with the swiftness, right? Yo. So it's the value that the people in the league put on it versus what the public and society does. Is I think it's
we see it all the time where guys get big contracts and then they kind of fall off.
Well, Melo's the one that stands out to me the most. Like, Melo had the chance to go take less, wait a year, go to Miami. And he didn't wait, and he went and got the big bag in New York. And honestly, for me, I because of my lack of knowledge at that time, I lost off for Melo because I'm like, yo, you had a chance to go get that's the only thing you have. Like, Melo, you're proven. The only thing you didn't have is that chip. But money, generational wealth, all these things are a lot more important to a lot more men than getting that NBA jewelry.
And also, there was that thought for a long time that it was about doing it by yourself, not teaming up, being your own leader, being your own boss. We saw Tracy McGrady break up what could have been the best duo ever
to do it by himself.
And play on a trash Magic team and get 15 wins, scoring 40 to 45 a night. But was it worth it?
No.
And Vince could have been.
He went back and said it. He said that's one of his worst regrets in his career was not staying and trying to make it work in Toronto. But
everybody needs to know that every city isn't Toronto.
Yeah. I
heard David Stoudemire say that. When he left, he thought Portland was going to be like that, but Portland wasn't like that.
But there's a doc coming out. I just saw it. It's where it has everybody in it. It's a 30-year doc, so that's going to be fire.
It looks very dope. We'll definitely cover that on the Blueprint Radio show.
For sure.
But enough about my experience. Yeah. What about yours? I seen you last night at the comedy spot.
Yeah, it was
taking pictures from the backstage.
It was
White Yardie.
Yeah, it was a great event. It was a great event.
I'm happy for you, man. That looked really dope.
No, it was fire. I had a great time.
Shout out to Nice.
Yeah, I met some great people. Yeah, White Yardie comedy show. Been on tour. Love Canada.
Oh, I get it. I'm just figuring the jersey now.
I got to rep. I got to rep. And Arsenal all day but yeah, so it's it was a great event. Again, shout out to Nice for the invite. Big shout out to Wes and Juice Comedy for putting on just an amazing show. It was at the Pavilion off Lawrence there, so it was in a nice spot. The venue looked beautiful. Everyone that came out looked amazing.
Dope.
Again, DJ Too Nice rocked the show, and if you guys don't know, one of the hottest DJs in Canada.
Let's
top
go.
3, and he's not 2 or 3.
Salute.
Again, anytime, I was there. It was great energy. You got a little backstage thing, so met some great people back there. Shout out again, Muscle, Big. He was one of the great people there. He was just so down to earth.
Shout out to Muscle because I watch his program enough.
Yeah, entertainment.
People don't know, like we're hip hop guys.
Yeah.
But we're also reggae and dancehall guys. Like that's what we grew up on.
Yeah.
So for him to get some of the interviews that he gets, that's crazy.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll connect in the future.
For
but again,
sure.
Big shout out to MC Ebone as well.
Yes, big up.
Who rocked the show out there as well. And some of the up and coming comics. Farusi. I'm sorry if I get that name wrong, but hilarious. That his whole set, I was dying.
Dope.
There's also MC Bond. He was a big staple in the city. On Flow for many years with Specs the Boss. He went out, did his thing. It was great. There was some basketball royalty in the building as well. So big shout out Jonesy and Rowan Barrett that
Paul
were there.
Jones and Rowan Barrett was outside.
Yeah. So it was great to just see beautiful people in a beautiful spot. Again, White Yachty killed the show. People were laughing from beginning to end of his set. Even just more than him being hilarious, it's just like, building with him backstage, like he's just one of those cool people. I was saying it to you earlier, like, just as we recently met Ray Kwan, like it was just that same vibe where, just kind of make you feel comfortable and chilled in the spot, and don't use their fame or stardom, in any ill way, shape, or form. So
no, that's dope.
No, I had a great time. We're gonna go be at a bunch of these because the vibe is mature. People were on dates. Girls were out with their friends. But everyone was having a good time. The food was great. I'll give you one little story though. So I was there, a little early. Started to get hungry, so try to get some food. They didn't really have the rice and peas or jerk chicken ready, or they had it ready, but they didn't have like a pace to pay pay before the venue started or the event started. So I went to the cash spot. So I go to my boy and I'm like, let me get 2 patty and 1 cocoa bread.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, cool, $10. I'm like, see, so I'm like, all right, cool, inflated prices. Okay, it's all good. Support the set. And I'm like, you know what? Make another one with cocoa bread. My guy's like $15. I had to do the math quickly. I was like, hold on. I added a cocoa bread and you added $5. So I was just like, bro. So I'm saying like patty and cocoa bread, $7.50 each. He's like, I know you from somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know me from nowhere. Yo, you're part of the show. Here, just give me $10. I was like, yo, he is going to eat all night.
Facts.
He is going to eat all night, bro. If he's making up pricing on the spot, Yo, he's gonna look at you.
I like that.
If you look straight, fresh, ready to go, prepared to get inflated pricing on your food. So, but other than that, like I thought that was a pretty funny story. But the one thing a big shout outs to Wes in the whole event, that it went off without a hitch. It was super professional. It was, and not that I expected anything different, but it's just good to see, to be in a spot and everything just kind of be so fluid, and again, even the meet and greets after, the people, his White Yachty's fans that were just so eager and excited to be up close with him. It was a dope angle to kind of see that whole thing. But shout out to everybody involved. Blueprint, we're going to be at these spots.
Yes.
If we can, and we'll definitely try our endeavor best. Okay. Did you watch episode 5 of The Penguin?
Most of it.
Okay, all right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna give you some spoilers.
No, you know what happens?
Okay.
We try to watch it at the end of the night, but like by the end of the night,
I already know how that goes.
I fall asleep.
I know how that goes.
My girl gets so angry at me. But
you work hard, doggy.
I can't keep my eyes open,
I'm
bro.
the same way,
I even drink coffee before. Cause I'm like, I'm gonna stay up for this one. I got this.
Yeah.
The show was going off, and there'd be loud noises. I wake up back and try to get back in the show, and then doze off again. But I watched a good portion of it. So let's talk about it.
I don't want to spoil it.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so what did you see? Because I watched the whole thing, and
of course I saw her become a boss.
Bro.
I saw her shoot guys,
bro,
at the meeting and hand out money out of the duffel.
Listen, okay.
You know what I mean? That was the most important thing that I saw.
Yo, that was some gangster shit.
I also saw Penguin say, make a move with my mom, take care of the business.
Okay.
I also saw him with his girl.
Okay.
Or the lady that holds him down.
I think her name's Eve, if I remember correctly, yeah.
And
she has the worker girls.
Her kind of be like, I'm sorry.
And
him knowing in his heart, like, I'm a fool.
Yeah.
I really believed in Eve.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
Doesn't it make sense that her name is Eve and she just kind of snaked him? No,
I get it. But here's the thing. So I always look at these shows because they're so dynamic from multiple angles.
Yes.
And this show, to me, this show definitely needs a round of applause, because through 5 episodes, like, it is just has you on the edge of your seat.
That is a fact.
And so I guess the main premise of this episode for me was the fall of Oz, and then the rise of Sophia, right? So Oz, throughout the whole episode was just every turn, everything that he did just totally unraveled, right? So it was...
Yeah, he was in the spot and they came and shot it off. Well, he just got out.
Well, he's able to get he made a plan to disrupt the whole Maroney's operation. He was actually on the other end. Like, again, I don't want to be too specific. You saw what happened in the factory when he burned up the wife and the son.
2 men, right?
Bro,
we were like, whoa.
Yeah. So the show, again, HBO,
I had to clutch my pearls,
HBO at its best. But again, in getting that revenge, he ruins the mushrooms, right? So now everything he's working for, he only is able to save two buckets, right? So that starts coming down. Again, the relationship with Eve, she turns her back, or it's survival for her, right? Because she knows Sophia.
But he's like, we gotta go, and she's like, I'm not going nowhere with you.
But you haven't shown me anything right now. Like, we were cool, but like, now you got me in trouble because you said you got me. And again, that's the recurring premises, because he says the same thing to his mom. After he has the whole setup, he's setting up Maroney's in jail and Ray. And now he's like, I got you in the penthouse and I'm going to be the boss. To the very next episode, he's like, Mom, I got to take you out of here. You got to go. You got to go. And now she's like, from one end of the spectrum to the other.
And the crazy thing is, when Vic was talking to her, he was explaining who the guy on the corner was.
Yeah.
And he was trying to usher in the building before he's seen. Yeah. And he turned around and saw
him.
So something's going to tie in with that.
I have a question for you that in a second. So again, there's a lot that's just unraveling for Oz in regard, especially after an episode where it looked like he was on his rise. Like, the very next one, it's like you see everything just kind of,
and they're gonna work for
unraveling.
Sophia.
But here's
they're gonna work for her.
But she's gonna win an award for this character.
She's a boss.
She is gonna win an award for this character. And the fact that she went from the Falcone, the big Falcone name, to literally to now being the Gianti family business mafia and deading
I forgot that she did. She changed her name
Changed
on
the
them.
whole name on
She
the
said
whole
my
thing,
mom
bro.
is, and I'm gonna honor her.
Yeah,
I don't want nothing to do with the Falcones.
Yo, that episode is
hard.
You know what's
bro.
their problem now? Is now I'm expecting some epic shit on the next episode.
Well, they just got to keep the ball up.
You know,
they
like,
can't drop the ball on us.
It's really good, man.
Because it's just been climax after climax.
Yeah.
We continue to just elevate with the show. It keeps on getting better. It keeps on increasing.
Okay, so spoiler alert, even for you, Roses. I'm not sure if you saw the end, but there was some hope for Oz in the sense because now he went back to his old hood, obviously, which is bad for his mom because that's where he lost 2 of his brothers.
Right.
And, after the whole, Batman, the flood and everything that destroyed that whole town, he found a token. And it was a token for an old train system that was abandoned by New York or Gotham, back in the day, but he knew about it. So he found a token, was able to get in there, and it's funny because it looks like a bat cave.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a penguin, so it's probably going to be the igloo. But at the end of the day, he's able to grow the mushrooms there. So it looks like, all right, there's a little glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
Which you see where he can start to rebuild the empire. So I'm on it. The one thing I'll say this to you. When you're watching Sophia Gianti, her character, doesn't it give you, like, the way that she delivers it, it's very Joker to me. She
it's the darkness of her.
Her delivery,
she's super dark.
Yeah, it's cryptic, but she's also innocent, and it's like
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like she's turning the curve.
Yeah,
it's like she was so innocent and she was done so wrong.
Yeah,
that like.
You feel for
the
her
darkness
too.
is in her, and she's really dark. Like she just popped the dude right in his brain right there, and just kept it moving. The money had blood on it.
Yeah.
She was handing it out. These guys were like vultures
Scooping
to the money.
that up, bro.
But like it was like nothing to her. Like you can see that she's innocent, and you're seeing the turn in her on the dark side, but knowing that she really doesn't mess with what her father's legacy is.
But it's so crazy to have like 2 anti-heroes that are like against each other. Like the way it's wild. The way it's written is absolute fire.
The show is ringing off.
I do have a question for you. Just as the series progresses, what do you think happens to Penguin's mom? Because I feel like that. So I'll answer the question first. I feel like something's going to happen to her, and he's just going to totally snap. And
Victor's not going to be able to save her, and she's going to pass.
Yeah. Or you think I think that she's gonna get like the Maroni family or the Gianti family they're gonna find her and kill her. That's gonna be a heavy
that guy's probably gonna talk to
dime them out. Yeah,
he's probably gonna talk to them and let them know. But she's gonna pass, and it's just gonna make him darker because he's a dark character.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing. These are really dark characters. Penguin Even Sophia is really dark.
Apex Batman villain, right? So.
There's villain and then there's where they're at.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy about this too? What I love too is that this is Marvel comic or my DC comics. So this is comics, but if you took out Penguin and you took out all of these DC names and throw in just random names, like this is still a fire show with a fire premise.
It'd have been amazing.
Like it's not. You don't even think superhero.
No, it doesn't feel like that, and that's why I like it because I'm not on the superhero.
Yeah, people aren't like.
So this is like a real show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? For me, like I grew up watching Batman, of course, especially the cartoon in the early mid-90s. For sure. Yeah. So like I knew all the characters before.
Oh, shout out.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I knew all these characters before, so it's just bringing me back to my childhood. But if you were to tell me to watch like a Batman movie where he's in tights flying around, like I'm not doing that right now.
So you watched the Christian Bale ones though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bet. All right, cool.
Back in the day.
Yeah. No.
When Joker had Prince and it was Jack.
Oh no, I'm talking about. So when did you stop watching? Like you watched the Batman movies?
I watched the movies.
Okay, good.
And then I watched the cartoons, animated series.
Right, That's all you really need to watch. Like everything in between. Like obviously, like when it comes to Batman, like the Val Kilmer Batman.
I'm good.
Yeah, you don't even need to watch those ones.
Good.
But animated series is a classic, and then definitely you got to watch the Michael Keaton, and then you got to watch the Christian Bale, and the new one is pretty good as well. Okay. All right. So we'll end that off on that. We're gonna jump right back into music. Blueprint Radio. Let's get it.
Let's go.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Yes. We're going to start off on a sad note. Cardi B was hospitalized.
Yeah.
She had to quit a couple shows that she had booked. She was going to be on tour, but she's back home just recuperating. I don't know if it's a BBL thing. There's because when you put that much stuff in your body, it might react to your body. That's a real thing. Like the BBL girls are going through it right now, kid.
And it's random too, right? Like you don't know when something's gonna fall out of place, slip. And now, when it comes to that, I believe Cardi's probably getting the top tier surgeons in the world.
But it's not natural to your body, though. We know when you put artificialness in your body, things could happen. I'm not putting it out there. We don't know if that's Cardi, the case. But I know she was hospitalized. It could be exhaustion. Yeah. She's one of the hardest working females in the game.
The saddest thing, I guess, for the whole thing is that she had to quit the tour, and so her fans are going to miss out on it. But again, more importantly, is that everything's okay for her. And
man.
That she's able to, obviously live a regular life.
Bro, she tweeted out to her fans just saying she's sorry that she's unable to do it. So hopefully Cardi's okay. She's in good spirits. And we want to get some new music from Cardi B. Literally want to get music. Yo,
I was hoping by the end of the year, but we'll see.
Yeah, man. Meg put out some.
She's just going through it right now.
Meg put out some. Yeah, she's had a lot. So I know that music will be fire. A lie?
Yeah, for sure.
A lie?
For sure. You know what? Let's. Big rest in peace. You want Clark Kent?
Oh, you wanted to go right there, right now? Yeah, rest in peace, Clark Kent.
I think so.
Let's give him a moment of silence, bro.
Top, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think just because of what he's done for us, his impact on the people that have impacted our lives when it comes to hip hop.
Of course,
he's just such an influential, especially in the mid to late '90s, and even past that, in regards to what a lot of people have said that he's helped them with and influenced them on, and access that he's granted. Like Clark Kent, especially after he's passed, you see everybody just sending out their condolences. And just praising the character, his character, what he's done for hip hop. He brought his Big, he brought his J, pretty much.
Dead nice as a DJ.
Oh, amazing. And that's first thing first.
And then he's a sneaker guy, so I appreciate him.
Absolutely.
He had all the forces. Yeah. Forces were his thing.
Yeah.
But Clark Kent is legend. And then on the hip hop tip, people don't know how dope of a producer he was.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run down some of the illest records that he's done.
Show them, please.
Big and Jay-Z, Brooklyn's finest.
Let's go. Classic.
Big, Sky's the Limit. Cashmere Thoughts, Jay-Z.
Jeez.
Players Anthem, Junior Mafia. Rakim, Guess Who's Back.
Oh, man.
Coming of Age, Jay-Z. Super High, Rick Ross. Get Up, Lost Boys. Closer Remix, Capone and Noriega, the Sam Snead one.
Yo, big.
Yeah.
Big.
Let me see if there's any more records that you would know off top. He did stuff for City High, Nika for Little Vicious.
All right.
You know what I mean? Slick Rick, dedicated for
again, just
Dawes Effects, but one that you would never guess. Mm-hmm. Kanye West, Lil Pump. I love it. You're such a
shit.
I seen him on an interview talking about it, how it's crazy.
Remember that? Yeah, that connection there.
So, one of the illest, man. We got to give it up to our hip hop legends who have really done it for us in this game.
Definitely.
Clark Kent, salute.
Definitely.
What a fitting name, Superman that was. Man.
Yeah, man. Rest in power for real.
For sure.
So we're definitely gonna hit a round of applause for DJ Clark Kent.
We also want to say, listen.
Yeah.
Take your health seriously.
Please.
Make sure you get your checkups regularly.
Yes.
Do your blood work. They don't have to prod and prong you anymore. Do your blood work. Get your stuff done. It's real though.
Honestly, it's about being informed. It's about because especially as men, I think we take for granted our health.
Yeah.
Just because we're just designed to just work and take care of the household and do what we need to do. And our health a lot of the time is second or third in our thought process. So but knowledge is power, and not ignoring the signs. I think a lot of us will feel a pain or do and just kind of it'll get better on its own. But sometimes it's not the case. And a lot of the times it's an indicator for something getting worse.
Or something bigger.
Yeah. So, I think with when you hear, because Clark did pass through the colon cancer, just take care of your health and stay informed, right? I think that's the one thing we want to say. But shout out to his family and condolences for real.
For real. In another weird story, speaking of information and being informed, we were informed that Michael Jackson and Tupac had a fist fight.
This was crazy. This was floating around online. Just the visual of it.
This has been floating around online for years, but
it resurfaced recently.
Yeah.
And it seems like, I guess, in a nutshell, Tupac was dating at the time Quincy Jones's daughter, and who happened to be Michael Jackson's niece. And I guess they were in an argument outside the club or a club. And as Mike was walking out,
for the way he was treating,
So as Mike was walking out, he heard the tone and the argument back and forth. And I guess Tupac, the story goes, is kind of confronted Mike and saying it's not his business. And then Mike was ultimately saying, "This is my niece. It is my business,"
which is crazy because we all grew up on Mike. Would you approach Mike on that? Like,
well, just the respect,
me and my
level.
and my girl could be in a fight, but if Mike says something, I'd be like, "All right, we'll handle this later."
We'll deal with this later, right?
It's not that I'm scared of Mike, but he's just so legendary. So Tupac really just didn't give a rat's ass.
Yeah, who knows what pocket Pac was in, but but long and short of it, they got into a scuffle, and as the story goes, it looks like Jack got the best of it. So
we got to remember that Mike Jackson is 6'1", 6'2", has about 5 brothers,
super athletic. If you want to say it, like, he's a dancer, right?
Like, used to get it in, like
high kicks, doggy. Like, I don't know. I want to see how that fight went. Was it like, was it tiger knees? Like, what were we seeing?
Listen, as I get older, the more stories come out about Mike, and supposedly Mike was crippin'.
Hit him like, hee.
I'm not saying this is real, but they said Mike had a deep voice. All that soft voice was an act, and there's certain clips on the internet where you can see him not being character and forget he had to put that high voice on.
Well, people have caught him off guard and say that, like, Mike just threw them off. I want to say,
but they said Mike was a real one. Like, he's from Gary, Indiana, right 10 minutes outside Chicago. Like,
that was the murder capital
he's
of
banging
the US for years.
Yeah,
bro.
they're like,
we're talking about having 4 brothers and Joy's your dad. Like, you can't be a chump.
Whooping you.
You can't be a chump.
So he's been through it. I know one thing. Kids that been through it like that, your body develops extra muscle.
Yeah.
Because you're used to fighting and your body's always reject. So Mike had that. I don't know if that's true. Shout out to Mike Jackson. No. Shout out to Alexia Tupac too.
You've heard stories about Mike. You've heard stories about Prince. Like, again, these guys that like come off with soft demeanors, but
Prince is a hooper. I heard Prince is
that KG story is crazy, right?
Yo, KG, let's talk about Chappelle.
Oh yeah, Chappelle was the legendary one.
Let's talk about
that's
Chappelle.
That's a legendary one.
Let's talk about the Chappelle. But yeah, man, shout out to Mike. We wanted to have fun with it.
Yeah, 100%.
You know I mean?
That's a crazy story. Again, if there's video out there, I want to see it somehow, some way. It's from a different time.
Even AI that, please. Just show me an AI. Do a cartoon of it. I would love to see that.
The internet wins. I would love for someone to mock that up.
Oh, that would be incredible. It would be incredible.
Did you take a look at or see the new Shine doc that's coming out?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It looks incredible because, to be honest, Shine was our guy at that time.
Oh, man.
Like 2000, 2001.
There
wasn't really a bigger artist than Shine at that time.
He was the next
had
one.
Bad Boy behind him. The Locks had just left. Like, Shine was about to be it.
Yeah, for real.
And for that situation to happen how it happened, and him really going back now and detailing it and saying his career in life was taken away from him.
Yeah.
It's really reminiscent of the reggae story with Peter Tosh I've been hearing my whole life from my parents.
Yeah.
Basically, they say this is the streets.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that my parents would be telling me about street stuff. But, I digress.
Yeah.
Peter Tosh had gotten caught with a burner.
Okay.
And a man took a charge for him.
Yeah.
And he took the charge like Big.
Yeah.
You're going to take care of my family.
Yeah.
Well, Peter didn't do that, supposedly.
Okay.
And that's why Peter ended up the way he did.
Oh, bad.
A man came back for him and said, yo, you didn't take care of my family.
You didn't do what you said you were going to
And
do.
when you're in the streets, the rules of the streets apply.
Yeah.
So I feel like Shine felt that way too. Like, I'm gonna hold down your family. I'm Puff. I can't take these charges. Just take it and we'll figure it out later. Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah.
But then now Shine's saying he didn't have them.
Well, and this is why I feel like everybody that has there's so many different angles. Again, you've seen Flex have a super rant recently about this.
Flex
right?
is upset.
He
He said, "You're a liar."
Saying, again, like that beef was your beef, right? And that were people that you screwed, right?
You know what's crazy about that?
Hopefully that comes up in the doc. You never know.
Hip hop has been very, very quiet about any situations with Puff.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy that Flex just jumped in and said, "Yo,
out the window with it,"
because everybody's going at Puff. It's just a pylon right now.
But I'm starting to see a lot more.
Busta was like, "Hey,
right now,
hey, relax."
And people was like, "Okay, just wait for everything, all the information to come out."
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. The doc does. It's called The Honorable Shine. It's a Hulu doc,
and Hulu,
dropping November 18th.
Hulu makes great docs.
Yeah.
Hulu makes great docs.
Yeah, so it's dropping November 18th. So we'll
we can't
definitely
wait to
watch that.
But you know what? Shine might have had the craziest transition from gangster rap, being in a club where a shooting happened and you being allegedly the person who did it, to now a politician in Belize, the leader of the opposition.
Bro,
that's nuts.
There's never been a story like this.
That's hip hop.
Never been a story
that's
like this.
Hip hop.
And when
recreating and rebranding yourself, that's hip hop.
Reinventing yourself. And
Facts.
especially where he could have gone the same route that so many people go after going to jail for so long, right?
Yeah.
And just still keeping that glimmer of hope and having the accesses and remember he came out Jewish. Right, like he came out like
It's gonna be
crazy.
incredible. It's gonna be incredible, and I was surprised he didn't come back out and capitalize off doing 10. You know, rap, hip hop culture and rap. We always love a dude that did their time and stayed solid.
Clearly changed
because like Rowdy Rebel, Bobby Shmurda, Chi Ali. Like we always love to hear those stories where you stood tall, you did your time, you didn't snitch.
But I think again, in hindsight, that's great. That's the streets. But I think it's as hip hop grows and matures.
Of course,
those things aren't as fly anymore.
Well,
right?
I mean,
like back then, yes.
Yeah.
But now it's so to hear Shine's story that he was able to break that mold. Right, that everyone else kind of because it was attractive to be that like you did your time, that was a badge of honor. Now to come out, tell your story, man, are
the Mano effect.
You come out, you get a chain. You come out, you get a whip. You get put up, you get some bread, and now you're in the studio and your album's out in 3 weeks, in 3 months, right? So,
but I mean, it's good to see the growth, and we're even seeing that with Bobby Shmurda. Like, I seen him talking to kids saying, "Yo, it's cool, but I have 5 businesses I run right now."
And he had a couple.
I'm not just a rapper anymore. Like,
remember
I'm bigger than that.
When he first came out, he kind of went through it a little rough too, right? He was like, he came out and he was just all in about, and it's just over the last maybe I'd say year or two or so where he's kind of really calmed down.
Yeah, he course corrected.
Yeah, he did definitely. I like that term. He definitely did that.
He course corrected.
He realized that maybe this direction I'm gonna end up where I ended up before.
And I don't know if him and Rowdy are so tight. I don't know they par like that. And it was crazy because Bobby took more time so that Rowdy could come out.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying anything about that because I don't know their situation.
Yeah.
But you'd always want to see friends be together.
But you also understand. But here's the thing:
the growth.
I heard something when I was younger in life that if you're not losing 5 friends every 10 years, you're not growing. And it's just one of those things that always kind of stuck with me, right? So as you grow up, and let's say Bobby and Rowdy are best of friends, and they get into the situation together, and and everybody knows the story, and everybody rates Bobby for doing what Bobby did.
Yeah.
But that time apart does, as individuals, you learn a lot on your own and not having the influence of the people that you have, right? So maybe the trajectories are just different directions.
Bro, we see it all the time in hip-hop. Look at Capone and Noriega. Two totally different brothers.
Yeah.
When Capone went out, or went in, came out, they tried to do the thing. But Nori was a different beast.
Yeah.
We seen Tretch and Vinny. They're not the same. We saw Tribe break up. Over time, you lose, and it's the Nas line, man.
Yeah.
A thug changes, a love changes, best friends become strangers.
Word up.
So it happens. It happens. But that Shine doc is gonna be hard.
All right, so I guess I'll let you talk about. I'll let you intro Durk.
Yeah. So
I don't even want this bothers
the clip
me,
that's
bro.
been going out a lot right now is Wallow speaking to Durk with about 40 men in the studio and just telling them like, because Wallow to me is the realest voice in hip hop we have right now.
Okay. Because he's, again, what we're just talking about.
Bro,
his time stood tall.
16, 17 to his age now, he was inside and made the transition, saw what he wanted and went for it. He came out and was working hard. But he could tell you stories because he's been in prison so long. And he was a part of the prison system. So he was giving them the game that they needed to hear.
100%.
And he did it with Young Thug and he did it with Durk till he was almost in tears. And he could understand it because he was in a worse situation than Durk is. I mean, King Von is your brethren, but he's not your brother.
I know.
You didn't share no bread. You might have shared a bed with him, but like not like y'all are siblings and grew up in the same house. So he was almost in tears trying to tell him, yo, course correct your life. And Durk knew. That new single that we played last week and the week before, Monitoring Me, he knew. But he's too deep in it. And it's just a regular story of you can't be a rapper and a gangster at the same time. You got to choose one. You can't have one. You can't have one foot in and one foot out. And it's disappointing because people die for this dream and you had it.
And just giving it up. Just giving it up like that.
It's a very sad story.
I'm at the point now, I just want to know when people are, when we're going to wake up, right? It's like, it's so many levels. It's the thinking that this shit's a game, not taking the opportunity serious. It's
not realizing that the FBI has everything,
it's
bro.
Snitching on yourself. It's talking about these things in your music. It's that being your music, right? Like I get it, but at a certain point, I'm struggling with trying to still understand it.
And you know what's so crazy?
Again, with the Wallows, and now like I see that the culture is kind of shifted in now being or wanting to help each other out and teach each other and give each other game.
Bro.
Right now, it's very disappointing. And obviously we know it was a lot of different situations going back to Vaughn and Quando Rondo and all of these things that kind of led up to this. It's more sad. It's more sad than
it's more sad
else.
Because it's like they know they have the information, they know, and they still go through the wrong cycles. The cycle still continues. Look at Chief Keef. Chief Keef came from that. But Chief separated himself from that. There was a time when Chief Keef couldn't even give a good interview. Now Chief Keef, he's changed.
He
so it's like,
and he's one of those ones out there too.
But Durk
right?
was the one though. Durk was the one on the Rap Chicago tip.
There
wasn't much bigger than Lil Durk.
It's Durk, G Herbo,
like you don't even see Chief Keef, Lil Bibby.
Lil Bibby. That's what
you know what I mean.
Right
but
now,
like,
and it's funny. Like they have artists, they have good talent coming out of there. But what Chicago's known for is the crime and the murders, right?
So I liken it.
And the music that's tied to it, man. It's just so sad. It's, I honestly feel that it's going to be up for this type of music. And what bothers me too, man, is the fact that like, they're listening. So why are you like blatantly like outlining like your offenses? Like it just doesn't seem smart.
But you'll kill a rat in court, but you'll rat on record.
Right? It doesn't.
How does that make any sense?
Counterproductive, intuitive.
So for me, like let's liken it back to Toronto. There's a few neighborhoods in Toronto that they have exceptional talent, but the rappers never get that opportunity. And it's like, listen, move, get out of Toronto, get out of this place, get into a new comfort zone. Make the music, but get out.
Listen, I'll say this, and because we've been doing it for years, and we've seen multiple generations of it in Toronto.
Facts.
I think when it comes to this thing we call hip hop out here, it's still the same thing. We talked about it. We don't have our own sound, and I think when we stop trying to be somewhere else is when we're actually going to unlock who we truly are. You understand what I'm saying? Like we are, because we don't have an identity, we are always hanging on the coattails of whatever is hot or whatever is popping right now. We jumped on the drill wave recently when drill was popping in New York. We jumped all over it. This switches and blatant snitch rap that Chicago has kind of been known for a long time. Yeah. We're all over that, right? So I think there is, and there's multiple. I'm not here to say the reasons for it, but I think if we understand what it is, then we can kind of curve it, moving forward. But there has to be effort. There has to be people from all levels involved in this, like old heads, I wouldn't call them legends in Canadian hip hop, people that have pull in executives,
I'll be honest.
The brands, the businesses, sponsorships. Now I know we don't have as many people as the US or the UK, so our scene isn't as big, or it doesn't move as popular, or we're not able to make as much money out here. Right. But I still think in the way that the world works is that if we have our sound and we hone our craft, they will come.
The crazy thing is we did have a sound.
We did.
We did. The circle monolith.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it had a Detroit vibe. It had a Dilla vibe. They had their own sound.
100%.
It's changed.
Socks was big in that too. Yeah,
it's changed.
Yeah.
My thing about Toronto music is no gangster rapper has fully made it. There's no gangster rapper that you could look to and say they have been the king of the dot.
And it's not that there aren't gangsters that rap. It's just there's not many people that can relate to that. Like you have a couple cities in Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, Halifax, Winnipeg that can relate. But for the masses, like let's keep it one. Like our vibe should be a little lighter, maybe a little more relatable. And it's gonna be out of here.
It was. All the guys that made it and did things, they were just nice rappers and just told regular stories.
Yeah.
Maybe they told it from the window.
Yeah.
But they weren't trying to be that guy. And you don't have to be that guy to be a rapper, and that's the problem. Well, I remember when I was rapping and girls would be like, yo, boy, you don't even look like that guy. You're not tatted. You ain't got no chains. You're not wearing gold teeth. And it's like...
Because they've been sold, right? By
what are you talking about that?
And whatever.
That hip-hop is way more than just that.
And again, I love that, bringing that full circle to the interview we had with Megashawn. Because Megashawn, like, his music... right, which is really the catalyst to pretty much everything that has gotten to where he got to. Is it's not that gangster rap. But he's open for Rihanna, open for Sean Paul. Like
he's done more than most of these guys.
Most of these guys that are playing fake. Right, so
work on your craft,
100%.
Because a lot of times you're 100%. Trying to you have to put in the work in the streets, and you're not really working on your raps, and then that's why your raps aren't getting played because they're not that nice.
No, that part for
like
real.
You're not that nice. You're not right in the rhythm.
A lot of you guys aren't that nice.
You're not right in the rhythm. You're not saying nothing.
Yeah.
You're not saying nothing.
Yeah.
You don't have a style for yourself. You're just copying a trend. Like, why is everybody wearing shiesties?
Again, we're trying to beat other places and not figure out who we are.
Anyways, let's bring it to some positive news.
Let's go.
Some great news.
Perfect.
Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, and I want to throw in Spike Lee.
Okay, yeah.
Were awarded National Medal of Art by Joe Biden.
Yeah.
They also gave it to Steven Spielberg, but just the three in hip hop is crazy.
Absolutely.
Because I think Spike Lee is as hip hop as they come.
Oh,
right?
yeah, but because he was that visual window, especially in the 90s.
Of course. He introduced the Crooklyn Dodgers to us.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
So, I mean, shout out to Queen Latifah because her transition and what she's done in this game.
It's been amazing.
They don't. I bet this new generation doesn't even know her as a rapper.
I know.
She's just the law lady on TV. She was just had her own show where she was the equalizer chasing down people. Like, this is Queen Latifah. This is ladies first.
Bro, me and Show were watching Living Single a Come on at night, bro.
Okay, so everybody that knows Living Single knows that Friends stole Living Single.
The whole
that
premise.
Friends is the premise of Living Single.
premise.
They just even the odds of the guys and girls.
Even the studio layout is very Friends-ish in regards to that door and everyone in the living room and having that. Like, it's very
okay.
Friends-ish, bro.
And then let's talk about that. Everybody was stealing Regine's style. Fran Drescher was wearing it on the nanny.
Yeah.
All that high fashion, ill shit. That was Regine.
Big shout out those sitcoms, those black sitcoms from the 90s. Bro.
Come on, man. So it's dope seeing that. And then Missy's just been a staple in hip hop. I think
misdemeanor, bro. Like, it's
Missy has always just been one of the dopest. I remember her album dropping.
Yeah.
I remember just watching the Can't Stand the Rain and being like, who is this lady in these garbage bags?
That video
and she
itself,
already had Little Kim and Little C's and all types of people in the video. Like, you had to take her serious.
The rise of VA, man.
And then her the it wasn't just music, it was the visuals too.
Yeah.
Because the Sock It To Me video was crazy. Her verse on the Gina Thompson remix, Things You Do, like,
she was the hottest thing in music for probably, like, in music, like her and Timbo collab. Like, I'm still waiting for that versus between her and Busta.
I think that's
the one, right? That's the one.
It's an ill one.
That's the one, I think. So
it's an ill one.
Yeah, big shout out to everybody. Queen Latifah, Spike Lee, obviously, as well. And
what's your favorite Spike Lee joint though?
Do the Right Thing, probably.
All right, I'm gonna say Clockers.
Oh my God. It's Clockers. I'm
gonna say Clockers.
It's Clockers.
Clockers is an amazing movie.
Clockers is an amazing movie.
I was trying to explain it.
Spike did
I was really trying to explain it to my girl.
Yo, Clockers is very Scorsese.
Yes,
it's very
dark.
Scorsese.
It's dark, bro.
Wow. Or
it's
it
dark.
could be Tarantino too. Like,
but yo, Sticky Fingers, Fred Star in the movie.
Yeah. Mike Epps?
No.
Who is it? It's
yeah.
It's Mike Epps, isn't it? He's the cop, isn't
Not
he?
Mike Epps.
Not Mike Epps. Sorry, Omar Epps.
Is it Omar?
I think it's Omar. Yeah, I think it's Omar.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, I think it's Omar. Yeah. A big movie. Big shout out to Spike.
Clockers is an amazing movie, B.
Okay. Anything else on entertainment for you? I think it was pretty light this week.
Nah. Well, we're good. All
right. We'll jump right back into music. Blueprint Radio. We'll be back with sports. A lot going on with sports. See you after this.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, listen.
Let's talk about it, my G.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Yeah, man. Like, I'm super happy right now.
Bro.
It's just, you just turn on the TV and you got something that's entertaining.
Bro, there's like 11 basketball games, 8 hockey games, the World Series baseball,
and the World Series
NFL, Monday Night Football. Like, it's just going crazy.
It's nuts. Like, we could literally start anywhere. We're gonna start with the World Series because it's championships, and we just got to start there for sure.
Let's go.
All right. So, LA Dodgers right now lead the series 2-0 up against the New York Yankees. First 2 games were in LA, winning game 1 6-3 with one of the most epic walk-offs, grand slams in World Series history.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, okay, you know what? Actually, let me skim through it, and then we'll go back and set on it.
Because, like,
yeah, crazy, right?
What is better than that?
Yeah, and then so LA was looking definitely convincing, getting contributions from the whole team. I guess everybody not named Shohei, who injured his shoulder stealing a base in game 2. Aaron Judge isn't looking himself. Crazy numbers right now. He went 1 for 9 in the last 2 games with 6 strikeouts. Freddie Freeman and Tommy Edmonds are kind of leading the way right now for the Dodgers. Combined 7 hits, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs in 2 games. And then we have game 3 tonight.
Both of them are beasts. Edmond is
what are your standouts?
All over the field.
Yeah, what are your standouts for the last 2 games?
Oh,
Let's start
man.
With game 1.
Flaherty pitched a great game.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many triples in my life.
Listen, first of all, game 1 was just so entertaining.
That was
just the back and forth and everything.
Wildest game. I've never seen so many triples, so much amazing infield play.
Yeah.
Like, guys were diving to keep runs
It's the World Series, man.
Like, yo,
right? Like,
yo,
and
yo.
what I didn't remember too is that the Dodgers did win a World Series about 5 years ago. It was in the bubble, so like no fans were there. Like,
Yeah.
it was one of those things. Oh, I don't know if baseball had a bubble, but it was during COVID, so
It wasn't the same.
It definitely wasn't the same. So they're saying like this is the one that they want for the fans, and LA is just on 10 right now. They almost feel like they've won it already. You can see the energy in the city.
Did you see Ice Cube come out, bro?
Yeah.
and do bow down, and do today was a good day.
Yo, when you see Magic smiling, just Magic smiling, just
my guy.
you know that they're in good spirits. Now, keep in mind, it is the Yanks, and with their power and their offense, things can change in a second. I am still sticking with my 4-1 win. I think they do win tonight in New York.
This is the swing game. This is the most important game of the series.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that, but I would have liked to see the Yankees steal one game in the first two away from home.
LA did their job.
But
they did what they had to do.
If they don't win tonight,
it's over.
That series is done.
It's over.
Let's talk about Alex Verdugo's incredible out of play catch and throw back to second base to keep the runners.
Just again,
we are seeing incredible baseball plays.
Yeah, no, it's the best. We're watching. This is what we expected because we were getting the two best teams.
Yeah,
with the best players in the league, at their best. Playing for something. Baseball is winning right now. I can see baseball winning fans, gaining new eyes, new attention to the game. Especially when you have names like Shohei, Judge out there, Mookie Betts, former MVPs, Freddie Freeman, like everybody. That Freddie Freeman walk-off home run in Game 1.
Garrett Cole,
you couldn't write a better script for that, right?
Come on, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there any imaginable play in sports that's better than the Grand Slam walk-off home run in a World Series game?
No, I don't know. When I saw that, there were a few plays that really stand out to me. Obviously, the Joe Carter home run, pretty much to win the World Series, is the one.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only way it could have been better.
Yeah.
Only way it could have been better if it was to win the World Series.
Yeah, that's the Joe Carter one. This one that stands out. In other sports, I'm thinking maybe like
Michael Jordan's Game 6 shot over Utah.
Over Russell. That Kyrie shot, that the epic call from Mike Breen with the bang.
The Tayshaun Prince block on Reggie Miller.
We're back with this Detroit shit, eh?
Yo, it's always up. It's always up, bro. Son. It's always. But
you gotta get Detroit in the episode somehow,
bro.
I rate you, dog.
That was epic, though. That was epic. That was.
No, you're right.
Front on it. Front on it.
Right. No,
front
you're right.
If you want. That was a playoff-changing block.
Ray Allen's three-pointer to
Kawhi Leonard shot in the corner, kid.
Yeah. So there's a lot of big ones, but I think for a singular moment, a walk-off grand slam.
Is there a bigger?
Now, if it happened to be Game 7 or the closing game of a series, obviously that would probably make it even more epic. But Game 1. It's just amazing baseball. This was reminding me of baseball of my childhood.
Josh Chisholm singles.
Yeah, it's just
steals second, steals third, goes home. We think that's gonna be it, and then he comes back, bottom of the 10th, and just hits a home run.
That game is one of the best baseball games I've watched.
That was
in
incredible.
A long time.
That was incredible.
And Game 2 was good. I think
it was really good. It was a lot of singular home runs though.
Yeah, well, but again, there was that moment where Rodon. They were focusing on his blister on his finger, and as they were focusing on the blister, and this is why you love baseball, because baseball, when the insiders talk, they give you so much insight.
Yeah.
And they were literally saying that, okay, because of this blister on his finger, he's down to 2 pitches. And now the fact that the Dodgers know that he's down to 2 pitches, they're just going to sit on the fastball. And literally, they went like...
Exactly what happened.
In Q, Freddie Freeman home run, Teoscar Hernandez home run, and it's game over.
That was
right?
it.
But the Dodgers, I'll say this, first 2 games... pitching is definitely on their side.
Oh, Yamamoto was incredible.
They have the better pitching, and that to me, and I said it, before the series started, is what's going to be the difference.
Yamamoto gave up a home run, right, to Edman.
Yeah.
And then after that, he got every batter out right after that.
He locked
16
in.
straight.
He locked in. And that has to be frustrating.
It's been an incredible playoff, man. It's been so dope to watch just two juggernauts in baseball go at it.
Yeah.
As I said, tonight's going to be an incredible game.
So who do you got tonight?
I'm going to give it to the Yankees. Yeah, remember, I said it was going to be 4-2.
Yeah, I got 4-1. So they have to win a game or two.
Yeah. So they got to win, and I think they got to do it here. I think this is
first game in
a
New York
stand-up game.
Crazy.
New York is going to be behind them. I want to see. I can't wait to go home to watch some of the game. You know what I mean?
It's going to be good. No, we'll catch definitely half of that game for sure.
But I'm just excited about what happened. As we talked about. You have anything less?
No, that's good. I think
as we talked about earlier, we talked about the NBA.
Yeah.
And we talked about it for a good while. But any takeaways that you saw from the first week in basketball?
Well, obviously, I said it over maybe the last couple episodes that the Bronny and Braun, actual being on the court, being on the court together in an official NBA game now, not preseason. It's just being a father. Just seeing that being able to be done, the pictures with Griffey's too was
that's what I was saying. The Griffey's were at the home opener.
That was pretty bold. So you can see that this does mean a lot to so many people,
of course,
outside of basketball, just in the sports community. So we love it because we just know how much, especially with sports, fathers, sons, mothers, daughters. I guess in the WNBA now, when it comes to just the lineage of families, like sports is a family sport. It's a family business, I mean.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right? So that was big. The photo ops went crazy. What else do I got? So I'm going to harp on one thing a little bit. So, obviously we have the fantasy. We'll be talking about fantasy.
Yes.
What stood out to me, I guess, in the first 3 games now was just no MB, no PG for Philly. I hope
they don't look too good. The Raptors beat them.
Yeah, I hope I hope this is not what the trend is for Philly. Now, I'm not a Philly 76ers fan by no means, but I am invested considering I drafted Joel Embiid. Now, keep in mind, I knowingly took a risk on Embiid. I got him in the second round, so I'll say that. So I think I won. He's a first rounder everywhere, but if I was able to get him second, I'm good. But the NBA is now looking into the Philadelphia 76ers in regards to the treatment of Embiid and his rest load management situation. And I am all for it, NBA. Let's get this guy on the court as soon as possible by any means necessary.
You know why
this is absolutely ridiculous to me?
Well, yo, fam, you know why this is crazy? And I don't mean to cut you.
No.
Because on the other hand, we have Kawhi Leonard, who... The LA Clippers fired the trainer, and now the trainer is suing them, saying that they were doing impractical practices to get Kawhi back on the court.
Well, I think
so. It's like in one scenario, Philly's overdoing it.
Yeah.
In the other scenario, they're saying that Kawhi wasn't healthy enough to play, and they're rushing him back, and that's why his career is like how it is. And then there's guys like Kendrick Perkins who are calling for him to retire.
Embiid, yeah, but
not Embiid.
Kawhi,
when it's just crazy because it's just how different teams are handling it.
Yeah.
And I know when Kawhi was on the Raptors, load management basically started through us. But we handled it. It basically did.
No, Kawhi,
the way how we handled Kawhi was different.
You forgot, bro. Load management started with the San Antonio Spurs, and
but they were pushing him back on the court though. That's why he became a Raptor.
No, but remember, load management, like Pop would rest Tim Duncan on like nationally televised games. Yeah, and the NBA was cheesed, bro.
Yes,
and he was doing it with Tony Parker and Ginobili and Kawhi, and so they kind of spurred it, but now it looks like the NBA is kind of locking it down.
You said the Spurs spurred it.
Yeah, you did. You see what we do? So it's definitely related in regards to
it's
both
related.
scenarios. So I think because the Clippers now being sued, and evidently with that story is. The trainer is saying that when Kawhi got his assessment, they were saying over 2.5 years he'd be out for. And the Clippers were like, we put too much money in this guy.
Facts.
We're not having that. We don't accept that answer. So that's why he's being sued, right?
2.5 years is a long time.
For Kawhi at his age, you
that's,
might as well
that's peak.
retire.
That's
like
his peak.
right?
Yeah, but Perk is getting
cooked for it?
Yeah, bro. I seen Baron Davis and Draymond.
Yeah.
Baron Davis and Draymond were like, are you dumb?
Yeah.
You played in the league. How are you talking crazy about that?
That's the thing with Perk, though. A lot of mans I'm seeing over the last couple of years have no problem going at Perk.
Nah, they don't rate him.
But here's the thing, though. This is what happens when you're in the camera, you're doing NBA Today every day, and you have to have an opinion every single day, right? Like,
of course. You're going to say, and Perk has wild takes. That's how he's kept his job.
That's his thing.
That's how he's kept his job.
So it's Stephen A. Smith, it's shock jockish. But we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I think what else stands out for me when it comes to the NBA, I guess it's just the Lakers are 3-0, Thunders are 3-0, Celtics are 3-0, and Cavs are 3-0 right now. So those are the only unbeaten teams in the league. What else? What do you got? What stood out for you?
I thought Denver would be a little bit better.
I think they just won their first game, I think last night or the night before. Yeah.
Shout out to my boys in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I told, and we're gonna be monitoring this. We're gonna monitor this. We're gonna monitor this.
I had to laugh.
You know, the Karl Anthony Towns trade for Julius Randle. I said that Minnesota didn't do a bad job.
No, I think we both
and so
agreed
far,
on that. Yeah.
it doesn't look too bad. He's playing well with Ant.
Yeah.
And like, there's not the spacing issue that we thought, and he's a better shooter than a lot of people believed.
Yeah.
So I know Julius Randle to be on that level where he could be an all-star every year. I think he's a 3-time all-star so far. Yeah. So I want to see what Ant does, but they look good together. Ant's still getting his bag. The first game it looked shaky. He only had like 10, 15 points, but then he's put in 32 plus the last 2 times. He's like a 9 rebounds, 5 assist guy. They got a good team.
Listen, Julius Randle, from what I'm seeing so far, they've won the trade, and they're going to win the trade if they keep up this. Because what I see what Julius Randle does, he's not trying to do too much.
He's not overbearing.
I think he realizes and he accepts that it's his Ant's team, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing there is Rudy Gobert has so much space to just grab rebounds and on the offensive and defensive end.
Right.
I'm seeing Naz Reid being able to be more free.
He comes off the bench and now he gets his shine on.
And then you see they're doing that. They were kind of remind me of Brooklyn in the sense where they're kind of taking turns. You know, with a la KD, Kyrie, James Harden. You know, and obviously they didn't. If they stayed together, that might have been something different. But you know, I feel like it's your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. Okay, you're hot. Keep cooking. I'll play my part, and that's what winning championship basketball is.
That's what you got to do,
right? So I like it. The Knicks, I don't know. They played one good game. They got blown out on the season opener against Boston.
Yeah, they got disrespected.
You know, I think the pressure is just too big in New York. That losing DiVincenzo, I think, is going to be so much more than they see right now.
That's a fact.
Because again, like OG's there, but DiVincenzo, there's a heart to that he brought to that team, right? Kind of like if they were to lose Josh Hart, I think as well.
Yeah. Tough nose guy. Right now, Halliburton's doing good, but Halliburton wasn't playing so well so far, and I was worried because I drafted him very highly, thinking that he would be a double-double, almost triple-double guy, because he does get assists and he can rebound.
Yeah. But I think also you have to keep in mind, like, there's a trend of players, especially on the U.S. team, that have like career years after the Olympics.
Yeah, so I was waiting for him to do that.
100%. So, but now he might. There could be a fatigue factor.
That's a fact,
right? You know, playing that long in a year, and he might be a late bloomer towards. He'll pick up come December for sure.
He's with the bitches, B.
Oh well, you see him, and he's leaning into that.
Fam, what is up with that?
He's with 4 girls.
Well, why is he doing this though?
He's a young boy, bro.
Get
Let
in
him
the
cook.
gym. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing. Get in the gym.
But keep in mind, you have to understand, when you put yourself out there like that, the moment that something goes wrong, your game's not on, then now you're under a microscope.
Well, look at how I'm looking at him.
Exactly.
So of course everybody's looking at him like that in the league. Gonna be some dope games. But let's roll into hockey a little bit.
Yeah.
Maple Leafs had a tough week this week, bro.
Yeah, they went 1-3 over the last 4, at least since our last show. They lost to the Blue Jackets. They lost to the Blues. They lost to the Bruins yesterday on Saturday night.
Tough.
Bruins hate us, bro.
They always play us tough and kill us.
We beat the Lightning 5-2, and that at least actually looked really convincing. In that Lightning win, they actually look really good, and it's just kind of been downhill from there. I
went through our old show, and I remember you saying that this is the Leafs' year.
I just said that like last show. Can I get a couple shows for them to cook? Yeah. Like literally, it didn't age well already. But
it was like the week after they go.
It was like last
1-3, bro. And it looked like Matthews was tired because that turnover at the end of the game was terrible.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not going to be too invested yet. I feel like we do have like a 10-game, 12-game win streak in us at some point in the season, which will kind of right some of these early losses. And again, like I said, I think with the new coach and certain dynamics on the team, it's just going to be a matter of feeling out, especially in the first month or two, I'd say. But I think as we get, as we progress in the season, there will be a synergy and they will start to click.
They've been bad at the power play.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And the power play is so important in the league, right?
Of course.
You have to take advantage of that man advantage.
So I heard they're going to move Nylander to the second line so he can be with John Tavares.
Okay,
it'll be a little better. It'll be a little better,
more balanced.
And they've played together so much that they'll be great. Tonight they're playing against Winnipeg, who is undefeated, 8-0. Yeah, who would have guessed it?
They started out the gate going on a 10-0 run. Looks like so.
You know what I mean?
So that stops tonight though.
Yeah. So just a little information: the Buds have a 5-game winning streak versus Winnipeg. So we'll see how they do. We'll see how they do. I wish the Leafs the best of luck because if the Leafs win a championship, and I'm going to say this right here, Toronto is turnover, but not Toronto. All of Southern Ontario is turned over.
Oh yeah, that's a different monster. Like that Raptors, like the Raptors parade. I think they said 2 million people. Yeah. If the Leafs win, bro, like Doug Ford might make this a national holiday.
No, that's a fact. You see how they gave Taylor Swift a street?
Yeah. This might be a national holiday at some point. So and I'm here for it still. It's going to be a party like we've never seen.
Oh, bro, I'm not going to work that week. The Leafs win the cup.
You've never seen before, bro.
Oh my god.
You don't even actually want to be downtown. To be honest with you,
you're not leaving downtown. Basically,
for real. Anything else in sports? Okay, I guess last on the quick hitter side. You heard about this story running around with Vince Carter and Sam Mitchell about a scuffle in the. I guess obviously Vince's last days as a Raptor because Sam wasn't there very long.
So
he was there.
Knew about it for many years.
Yeah.
Jalen Rose said it was basically because Vince Carter was on the training table a lot. There was a little joke, and Vince Carter basically said, "You can't let a man scoop you, so you got to go at him first."
I don't.
Vince Carter's a big boy though. He's 6'7". Sam Mitchell's a big guy too. I think he's like 6'7", 6'8" too.
And
so
Sam don't take no bullshit. Like his whole NBA career, he was like that.
Bro, did you not just see him on TV with his co-host? Bro? He doesn't take no So I mean, it was dope. It's a dope story. It's a dope story. He scooped him and flipped him and
pinned him on some wrestling point shit.
But I mean, it's regular stuff. It's a little different when it's your coach, but he was only a few years removed from the league. So
and Vince was out of here anyway. So like, it's just one of those things.
It's crazy because Sam Mitchell is coming back and saying that Vince actually didn't want to leave. Yeah. And
I know he's one of those ones. It was up to us or to the organization to make him happy. The parking spot, dog.
And you know what the crazy thing is? It was a parking spot, but it was also his mom traveling on the plane and whatnot. But the crazy thing is
wild too.
It looks like they're going to address it in the dock.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
I saw Babcock talking.
Yeah. And
he's like, I wasn't a good GM.
And Grunwald. And it's going to be a fire one still. And I appreciate it on the 30th anniversary. And, and Damon Stoudemire was in that dock. There was like Oakley. I saw him.
I saw Oak.
We got Oak in that dock. Raw. We're gonna get a lot of intel.
I just want to see like from the lean days, man. I want to see like. I really want them to do a doc on the first season,
Oh yeah,
because I want to see Alvin Robertson talk about like what it was like.
Well, actually being an NBA player for another team and now going to this
you're playing
expansion team
in the Sky Dome.
Sky Dome where like I would love to hear that perspective.
Your games weren't even televised barely.
Yeah,
maybe they played like I remember CBC had like 7 games for the year.
Well, we got the Sunday game every day, every week. Whatever game was on Sunday, we got that for sure.
Oh, that was on NBC.
Yeah.
We got the early.
No, not the NBC game. We got. I think it was.
You mean on
it
CBC?
Might have been CBC. That was the official TV.
I know CBC was playing games, but they didn't televise that many games. I remember there was many nights.
Really,
the games were done.
I was young still, so I only really remember. Actually, to be honest with you, watching basketball on the weekends. To be honest, it might have been Saturday night game or definitely
Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
and that Sunday that. Double triple header. They have Bulls every week. Bulls, Knicks, Pacers.
Inside stuff was on Saturday mornings, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
and then we always got the Lakers game after. So great times. Anything else for you in sports this week?
NFL is crazy as usual.
Oh, yeah, the NFL.
Shout out to the Buffalo Bills.
What do we got in the NFL right now?
Buffalo Bills won.
Okay, right now we got the Steelers up on the Giants. Right now,
but hold on. That was supposed to happen anyways.
Yeah.
The New York Football Giants aren't too good, but let's talk about it. San Fran beat Dallas yesterday.
It's an interesting game for us. Again, it's the injury, so Ayuk's done for the year, which happened the week before. But I think it was a good game. It's a game that we had to win. Dallas is food for everybody in the league right now.
If
so
you guys didn't win, you guys would have been so disrespected.
Big shout out to CD, got me 33 points in fantasy, so I'll take that.
Big game. The Patriots beat the Jets.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
So
the Jets can't get no wins.
So let me ask you this: Is Aaron Rodgers done?
I think so. He's the oldest player in the league. Achilles injury it's not popping. Right? I think he's done.
Wow.
I didn't even want to talk about them, but crazy finish in that Commanders game. Did you see that Hail Mary throw by Jaden Daniels? Listen, how did they not bat the ball down, kid?
Bro, we are going to be. We talked about Jaden Daniels in this week 8 of the NFL about 4 weeks right now.
Bro, he is amazing. But that throw, it was short. They had the opportunity to bat the ball down. Listen, it bounced off and gets into Noah Branch's arms. That's crazy.
I play football, and when it comes to a Hail Mary pass, I don't care how much you work on it. And you can have certain plays in the end zone.
Yeah.
And you can have different plays in the end. But again, you can't really do much on offense or defense because there's pass interference. You got to wait for the ball to kind of be in the vicinity. I always look at it, Hail Mary as luck. I always look at it.
It's a lucky throw sometimes.
I always look at it as luck. They even give Aaron Rodgers props because I think he leads in NBA and NFL history to have the most successful Hail Mary passes completed. But I think what I saw in Jaden Daniels in regards to getting open and the pressure and making that throw incredible. And getting the throw to the end zone.
That was like a 13-second play,
bro. And just having that composure. But so much has to go right for that play to actually end up the way it ended. Now, to have a walk-off Hail Mary is just, it's exciting. Like, we got the walk-off in the World Series. We got the walk-off in football.
That's crazy.
It's been a pretty exciting week. What else kind of stood out in football?
Well, the Browns beat the Ravens, which is crazy. That was big. To me.
Now, keep in mind, with the NFL, the divisional matchups, they're again, the Jets and the Patriots.
Yeah.
Right? These games, right? The Rams beat us, right? When they didn't have Cooper Kupp or their two best receivers. So, and it goes out to our people that watch and our bettors. That you just gotta, especially in the NFL, I'll give you this advice, is that when it comes to those divisional matchups, so the AFC East, the NFC North, those teams, A, they play each other twice a year, and B, they've been in the same divisions for decades. So they actually don't like each other, and they have animosity.
Yeah, that's real.
And they know each other, and they get hyped to play each other, right? So
look at Matt Stafford had 4 TDs yesterday.
Yeah, if the play for me that's always worked, especially when I was really in the betting world, was take the under on the total and take the dog on the spread. in any divisional game, and I would say, like, for me, I think it might be at like a 60-70% clip of that winning.
Yeah.
So hopefully that worked for you guys come next week. I'd love to hear your feedback.
Facts.
And I'd love to hear the winners, and we know we're going to hear about the losers.
We were just saying the Vikings are probably the best team in football, and they lost to the Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams have a couple impressive victories under their belt this season, so this is dope, man. The NFL, getting back in the NFL this season has been amazing.
Yeah.
Getting into footy has been amazing. Aston Villa tied. We were supposed to win.
Yeah.
There was only a couple seconds left in the game. They won in like 5 minutes and 48 seconds into extra time when it was only supposed to be 6 minutes. We let a nasty whack goal through.
Yeah.
I was so unimpressed, but it happens.
It does happen, and we were talking about it before. Like, these are those games that, like, at the end of that Premier League season, that you just want back.
Come on,
right?
bro.
You just want those ones.
Just hold on for 10 more seconds.
Same with us.
Bro.
We were leading Liverpool at the half 2-1. Now, Liverpool, is an amazing team. At that point, they were leading the league.
Yeah.
Up and going into the game. Now we stole a draw. Oh no, we were winning, and they took a draw from us.
Yeah.
But the fact that if you told me that we were going to play Liverpool at home and get a draw, I would take it every single time.
Yeah.
Now, Man City is being Man City still, and they're at the top of the table now.
1 point above Liverpool.
Yeah, and you guys are tied with us, so Aston Villa and Arsenal tied for third.
And Chelsea's still creeping there at number 5.
Them and Brighton have been going back and forth, week after week. So that's the top 5 in the footy. We're going to jump right back into music, back with This Week in Hip Hop History, Blueprint Radio, baby.
Let's go.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.